Hi ladies and gentlemen, Spinny here, and welcome back to Grand Theft Auto 4 Part 19. And I'm just gonna cut straight into it.
There he is! Welcome to the War Council, my boy.
Gentlemen?
Well, I've given you my advice, Peg. You do what you think is best.
I agree.
Finally!
I mean, I don't agree with what he says. I agree that you know best.
Excuse me?
Relax. I didn't mean nothing by it.
See you later. Boss?
You better leave. I need to speak to Nico.
Sure, boss.
Somebody's talking! Wants us out of the picture? Maybe John Gravelli.
I wonder what Pegorino would do if he found out Nico was also working for Gravelli. But I guess what he does for him doesn't necessarily interfere with Pegorino's business.
I gotta shut someone up and show people I mean business! I gotta think about it.
Okay.
I'll give you a call. Whoever I say to go see him. And shut him up!
After watching this cutscene, it does sort of feel like it comes down to a choice between the two, and that was the original plan. However, when I played it for the first time, I kind of predicted that Ray was going to be killed somewhere down the line. Not that I hate him more than Francis or Dimitri, but Phil has had more success throughout this game in terms of getting things done. So while Pegorino makes his mind up, we'll see Gravelli on the other side of the map.
I certainly did not enjoy the driving of you.
You know the drill by now, come on. No. I don't think Pegorino would like the reason I just cancelled the call.
Then he mentioned something about a Darko Brevic.
What? He did?
Yeah, he's located the guy. He'll be here soon.
Good, good.
I think it's our turn to do a favor for that mutual friend of ours. Seems some Korean has come into the country and is selling money at a discount.
Oh yeah, the one we helped bring into the country with Derek. Small world.
Eliminate the guy. What he's doing is no good for the economy and no good for patriots like you and me.
You wonder if Gravelli and the contact knew that Nico helped bring him in, and is probably giving him a chance to correct his mistake given how much the contact knows about his actions.
He eats at Mr. Fook. Fuck.
How awkward would that be if that was the end for Gravelli? Like, Nico suddenly has to work it out himself.
Yeah. I'm fine. He eats at a restaurant called Mr. Fook's Rice Box.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Okay, that was definitely an example of traffic trying to dodge a train that's below the road. What impresses me the most about this game is how much is going on outside these missions. And they use the radios and news articles to give you an understanding, that is if you bother listening to them. Even now, playing this game for all these years, I'm not 100% sure how everything connects because there's so much. And it feels like the expansions only add about 70% of it. Like someone needs to create a story tree for this game because I think it would be very fascinating to look at.
Where is Kim?
He's upstairs, speaking with the manager. They don't want to see nobody, though.
Kim and I are old friends.
Get lost!
Tell me to get lost. Nico is a big reason Kim is in America to begin with. Now, I spent over a minute standing still using as much pistol ammo as possible, because I know a lot of enemies are just waiting for me.
This might sting a little.
Here we go!
Once again, taking my sweet time because normally in this situation with auto aim, I can just charge in without thinking about it. It also doesn't help there's no cover at the moment.
I'll cut off your fucking head!
Where is Kim?
Kim's not here. He left.
If you play stupid, you're not going to live very long. Where's Kim?
He heard you come. He run out back through the kitchen.
You can actually access the computer's internet, but like the beginning of every Pokemon game, no time for that.
You are a dead man. He's going down.
See what I mean? I didn't even notice that enemy. At least I got some armor and all the time in the world. Oh, Jesus.
Fuck you!
You hang with that donkey, right?
Now instead of chasing him, you can just take him out in a snap. That's it. You don't have to chase him now. Oh god, but this guy could get me.
He's passed his last false bill, Mr. Gravelli.
Well done, my boy. This
Good
is
one.
gonna be a fruitful partnership for us both.
I'll keep that bike actually, it's more of a super bike. Normally safety first, but nah.
Nico, I've been thinking about it, and I want you to pay our friend Ray a visit. Give him a message from me. He's at a sit-down on Card Row in East Harlem.
If that's your decision, Mr. Pecorino, it's done.
Now on the first playthrough, I actually didn't have too many issues taking out Ray because he's a bit of a prick in this game, at least compared to Phil. But all these years of playing GTA 4, I realized more and more that he's not on the same level as someone like Dimitri. Like, he never rats and he's a man of his word. In fact, it's the 6th time Ray has been betrayed in this game. If you had the option as originally planned, for some players it would have been very difficult to choose between Phil and Ray. I guess the developers changed it at the last minute. I mean, Phil is more likely to be in a shootout with Nico, though it would have been interesting to do the deal mission with Ray, which I'll talk about in the next episode.
He has a bad feeling about you in particular. He bought some protection, and he ain't gonna hang around and wait for you know what to happen. Then again, I'll get a chump muscle to stop for gas on the way.
Now I'm just going to get the elephant out of the room for this mission specifically, and say it took 4 attempts to complete because I'm a total buffoon. Now there are enough enemies in the vehicles to take you out before you can, so you have to wait for them to stop at this petrol station. This is why I recommend an RPG or Packy's Car Bomb, the latter you can unlock through friend hangouts. I didn't have either for this attempt. Well, that went brilliantly. Well, that went about as well as I could have hoped, and that was sarcasm, because... Go! Unprepared is an understatement. Well, that's it. I've just failed the mission. That's it. The reason why is because it's not like you can chase them all day. They have a garage to go to on the other island, and if they reach it no matter how close you are to them, you failed the mission. When I came to that realization at this moment, I actually tried to deliberately waste myself so I can retry immediately, but I ended up screwing that up too. Landing in the water without access to weapons, no way out, and what's even more irritating is you have to wait for Ray to reach his destination before the game can say that he got away. Probably the most embarrassing moment ever recorded in a GTA 4 game, and I was livid. So I reloaded the save file, deciding to fill up my weapon arsenal to the max. However, I still hadn't calmed down and was in the nobody messes with me mood. Valley gets hit by a car, kills the person in retaliation, which triggers a 2-star wanted level. Arrived at the underground weapons store without losing the police, again not really in the mood. Took out everyone, and it turns out the gun store owner won't let you in if you have a wanted level.
Oh no, not you, troublemaker.
Understandable, but basically I failed the second attempt before I even reached the first marker. Twice as pissed off this time. In fact, I had to stop recording for a few minutes to calm myself down, fill up my weapon arsenal to the max off camera, got a new supercar in case an enemy drove away, and cut straight to the beginning of the third attempt. I got one of the cars, but the one that has Ray got away. So you might be wondering, how did you fail the third time? It might look like I did that intentionally, but when you get in a vehicle and start it up, you can speed up the process if you repeatedly press the trigger buttons. I pressed them too early and accidentally fired an RPG on myself. I'm already imagining you, ladies and gentlemen, laughing your heads off over this. Fortunately, 4th attempt, I finally managed to complete it, not saying a word in the process.
The meeting went to plan, Mr. Pecorino.
We didn't have a tough job, delegate. I don't got much left to find.
I was prepared to say that Ray should have gotten a more dignified death in this game, like a cinematic execution type cutscene. But after all those attempts, suddenly I'm glad he didn't. The only question now is, what about the diamonds that Ray wants for the Gracie ransom? Well, they're certainly not going to him, that's for sure.
There's good news and there's bad news. Good news is, everything's coming together. Bad news, ain't gonna make a blind bit of difference to me. The ex-boyfriend of your girl is gonna agree to the divorce terms. Unfortunately, turns out he wasn't our only problem. Some other crap has turned up. I don't think I'll be getting out anytime soon.
So that's it, Gerald is spending the rest of his life in prison. I thought he was going to mention Ray when he said something about bad news. I guess Nico and the McCreery's get a bigger cut of the diamonds if things go to plan.
That's the plan. Hopefully someone might bring a big present for us to this shindig as well.
Maybe a big bag of diamonds will help us get over the pain of losing her.
And that'll be very soon. So while Bellic meets up with Packy and head over to Charge Island to exchange Gracie for the diamonds, if you're playing the Ballad of Gay Tony, Tony and Louise are on their way as well, arriving by boat with the diamonds, choosing whether to take their chances with either Gracie's daddy or Ray Boccino.
So you want to hand this stuff over?
Sure, I'm sure. Father's gonna kill us if we don't.
We put the ice in the middle, we walk back. Then, you send over the girl. We leave, and you pick up the stuff. Entiende?
Sure. Show us the goods.
Come back to me, honey.
Let her go.
At this point in the story, both games are chaotic, with Gracie behaving like Nico has just kidnapped her again, just because Tony and Louise chose not to go back there to kill them, although the Russian Mafia might do the job for them, because Ray Boccino arrives claiming he owns the diamonds too.
How is it that whenever something is stolen from me, you're not far away?
I have never stolen anything from you, Mr. Bulgarin.
Kanchai!
Now it's pretty cool to have this Russian rivalry back in Hope Beach with Packy on your side.
I don't care what you did to that man, but we ain't leaving here without them diamonds.
I always wondered how Bulgarin was able to find Nico, but after playing the Ballad of Gay Tony it made further sense. That's how Rockstar make their villains so unlikable, staying highly protected for such a long time and always running away from a fight. And in Bulgarin's case, it's the last time you see him.
Alright, man, keep on me. Fuck, Nico, there's some guys up there. Ah! Get in cover! Following me, man?
Yeah. This is not a hard mission, to be honest, now that I think about it. Even with manual aim, I'm feeling accurate and invincible at the moment. I think it's because pretty much every single enemy is on the same elevation as you and are a lot more visible.
The guy with the ice has gotta be this way.
Some grenades. Split up. Yes, another excuse to use the grenades. Oh, good toss. And another good toss. Oh, that was pretty cool. Yeah! I know that sounded sarcastic, but it was genuinely exciting. Every grenade toss was a good one. It's just I'm still tensing up trying to stay alive. And Packy too, since he's so close to the enemies.
Give us that fucking ice! You're trapped! We'll let you go if you give them up!
Or he can just shoot them both since he's pointing the gun at them.
If I don't give you the diamonds, you kill me here and you take them. I do give you the diamonds, Mr. Bulgarin kills me later. I don't nobody having them. Screw all of you.
Jebeno isto.
You selfish piece of cock-sucking shit!
I admit, when I saw it for the first time, my jaw dropped.
Serves you right, you selfish cock-sucking piece of shit!
It is symbolic though, after all that bloodshed and infighting that takes up half the game plus expansions. But in the end, nobody gets the diamonds. The only thing I don't get is that eventually it goes to a homeless man, the same one asking for change to Vlad near the beginning. But how do those diamonds get there in the first place? If you play the Ballad of Gay Tony or even listen to the radio, you'll get what I'm talking about. But the best explanation I can come up with is the bag fell off the truck near the park. And then after that, that guy no longer becomes homeless, sells the diamonds, buys a mansion, and opens up a gun and liquor store in Vice City.
Jesus Christ, why did that moron have to throw the ice away? It was just plain selfish.
There's always one who ruins it for everybody else in the class.
You're telling me. We would have let him live. He could have walked away from there. Instead, he's fucked and the diamonds are who knows where.
Considering what happens to Bulgarin later on, he definitely should have taken his chances. Then again, as I've said countless times, if I did get paid for the diamonds, what are you gonna do with it? A few extra clothes and more leeway for taxi fares and weapon ammo. Rockstar really should have added more on this map to spend the money on, like customization options.
Okay, so we exchanged Gracie for some diamonds that Ray used to have. Then some Russian turns up saying they're his, then everything goes to shit. That's about right, isn't it?
There's nothing right about this situation. but that would be an accurate description of what went down. The Russian was called Ray Boccino. I worked for him on the Adriatic. He thought I stole from him and he came after me, and I had to leave Europe because of him.
After playing both games, I'm willing to admit that Bulgarian is the one who most likely owns the diamonds. The cook from the intro was the one that stole them, Tony decided to buy them without realizing they were stolen, Ray Boccino finds out about this sale and wants them, gets the lost bikers to interrupt the deal, then Ray tries to sell them to Isaac but Louise vengefully gets them back, but after Gracie Ancelotti is kidnapped, they're forced to give them to the McCrearys in exchange for her safety. Meanwhile, in the middle of it all, Ray Bulgarian finds out about the diamonds and he wants them back too, which is basically the main story for the Ballad of Gay Tony DLC. GTA 4 is just a taste of that infighting between Louise and Bulgarian, and since Nico and Paki for that second had the diamonds and also coincidentally another person Bulgarian wants dead, basically almost every single character in Liberty City is fighting for those diamonds, with GTA 4 and both expansions providing their own sides to the story. So trying to be as simplistic as possible is impossible.
Well, Nico, that was a whole lot of effort for no fucking reward.
It is the story of a lot of lives, Becky. I'm getting used to hearing it.
I gotta go break the news to Gerald. At least I'm gonna be on the other side of some bulletproof glass to him. But you know what? I'm still fucking scared.
Good luck.
Ah, Nico! Of course, you guys already know each other.
Nico, good to see you.
Never thought I'd hear him say that, but it is the last job with both these men.
Nico, our friend here, is telling me that the Ancelottis are in league with the Russians. In 1972, I should have killed his uncle, but I spared him. And this is how he repays me? Unbelievable!
So what we're saying is, this is a matter of security, national. The distribution network is a fleet of vans parked at a grocery warehouse in Albany City. The product is packed into the frames of the vans, ready to be moved all over the country. Destroy everything. Whatever it takes.
Now I know in advance that one of the trucks the contact mentioned will try to escape as you're trying to destroy them. I think I failed this mission once attempting to chase it, so you need to be ready. I mean, as you can see, they have this Hummer parked here in case it gets away. Anyway, I didn't have too much to say about the last cutscene since I already explained what Gravelli and the contact said in better detail. The diamonds, how you get to experience it in the other DLC. Now here I usually resort to the sniper rifle a lot more often than most missions because there are enemies on top of those buildings. Some that are actually snipers, so watch yourself. Good thing I'm a lot more familiar with the manual aim. This honestly might be the last mission I use it. I don't get why it cuts to this point. It initially made me think it's a back way to the area. That's two already. That guy can certainly take a sniper bullet like a boss. Honestly, there isn't too much to say about what you see because it's pretty similar to the last mission. The general strategy is to clear all the enemies first. That's another, clearly. Oh, it glitched him to death. Yeah, sometimes one bullet kills them almost instantly. Some are designed to fall off the cliff or buildings for gameplay excitement. But you want to make sure the game doesn't pull any funny tricks, especially if one of the vans is meant to drive away once enough of them have been blown up.
Come on!
They also put up a bit of a fight. So now I know there's a sniper far ahead. See what I mean? Oh my god, they're everywhere. So yeah, I think I've cleared all the enemies, so grab out the grenades. Yep. Yeah, that one had its lights on, so... Yep, just this one last one, and... that'll be it. Yes! That was certainly a lot more efficient than taking out Ray, that's for sure.
I have put your competitors out of business.
You've given a dying man a few minutes of happiness, Nico. I'm pleased to be helping you out with this thing you need.
We'll speak again when Darko Brevich is in the country.
Unfortunately, that'll never happen because by the time you beat this game, John Gravelli will peacefully pass away. But at least it's like he said, he'll die a happy man. As I said in the first cutscene with him, most of the time you're fighting against Dimitri, so Nico has to align himself with politicians, agents, and other mafia families to take the fight to him. And somehow paths cross again a couple of times. It took a while to look at it that way. And speaking of the devil...
You love to disappoint me, Nico Bellic. You really do.
Are you disappointed that I have not found and killed you yet, Dmitri Rascalov? Do not worry, your time will soon come.
I cannot believe that you would steal from my friend Ray Boccino twice.
I'm surprised he isn't also ticked off about me just destroying his drug operation in Alderney, unless that belonged to Bulgarin specifically, since it's him that's tied to the Ancelotti family.
We can all get along.
I have no debts to Bulgarin, Dmitri, and the only thing I owe you is a bullet to the temple. You will be paid in full. Fear not.
You have a sharp tongue, Nico. It's only a matter of time before it is cut.
Shut up. I usually deliberately hang up at that moment because I imagine it ticked Dimitri off. I have to admit, I feel like I rushed this episode a little bit because I am starting to get a little bit sick of this series because it's a long one. I really want to review games again, I just can't do both at once. But I know that the next episode will be the last one where every single mission is a key one. A memorable one that stands out after you beat the game, and seeing those ending credits will be really satisfying. So thank you for continuing to watch, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, and speak to you soon. We're almost there.